Bridgerton fans, I know I'm not alone in eagerly waiting to see how Sophie and Benedict's story unfolds. Today, I want to dive into what's coming in both episode 5 and part 2. And I have a little surprise. The twists won't just be about Sophie and Benedict, but about the other Bridgerton couples too. So, if you're ready, let's get right into it. Sophie and Benedict. Honestly, talking about Sophie and Benedict still tugs at my heart. Remember Benedict's shockingly disappointing proposal? Asking Sophie to be his mistress might just be the most scandalous moment in Bridgerton history. And of course, Sophie, who knows all too well the struggles of being an illegitimate child, can't accept this. As a result, in episode 5 and into part 2, we'll see a chilly distance grow between them. But don't worry, it won't last forever. Benedict simply can't resist his love for Sophie. Determined to be with her, he'll eventually decide he's willing to marry her, regardless of the consequences. And here's where it gets even more fascinating. Benedict's choice is incredibly brave. In that era, a gentleman marrying a maid could mean social exclusion, and even risking the family fortune. So while his initial proposal might sound shocking by today's standards, back then, it was the only way for Sophie and Benedict to live comfortably together. This is where we truly see how selfless Benedict really is. Of course, just when he's about to propose for real, a twist awaits. While Sophie plays blind man's buff at home with the children, Benedict realizes she's the mysterious lady in silver. But instead of joy, he feels anger and hurt. After all, she never told him who she was. And when he learns about her past, his frustration only deepens. With the relationship at a crossroads, Sophie asks Violet for permission to leave the house. Violet, who adores Sophie, is reluctant, but eventually helps her, giving her money and a carriage. However, before Sophie can depart, her stepmother Aramea arrives with the police, accusing her of stealing shoe buckles and having her imprisoned. This is where Benedict's faith in Sophie shines. Following Colin's advice, he rushes to her rescue, accompanied by his mother. In front of Aramea, Benedict boldly kisses Sophie. Then Posey steps forward, revealing she had actually given Sophie the shoe buckles all along, proving she's a true stepsister. We also discover that Sophie's father was a nobleman, meaning Sophie regains her freedom, her rightful inheritance, and all obstacles to marrying Benedict vanish. And just 3 days later, we witness Sophie and Benedict's fairy tale wedding. Truly magical. Other Bridgerton relationships. Francesca's love life. Now, this is the story I'm most excited about. So far, Francesca's journey has been all about finding herself. But starting in episode 5, with John's sister Michaela arriving, things get even more complicated. Francesca cares for John, but her heart reacts in a completely new way when she meets Michaela. In part 2, we'll see their conversations deepen, hinting at a very emotional and love-filled storyline for Francesca. Season 5 promises a tragic yet beautiful arc for her, but I won't spoil it here. Violet and Lord Marcus. For me, the sweetest couple of the season is definitely Violet and Marcus. After years of waiting, Violet finally gets to live her love fully. Every step she takes with Marcus is heartwarming. By the end of the season, we may get to see them wed in another fairy tale wedding, just like Benedict and Sophie. Even better, Violet moving in with Marcus could mean Kate and Anthony, our beloved couple from season 2, might return to the Bridgerton house. Imagine seeing all our favorite characters together again. Eloise's love life. Lastly, let's talk about Eloise. Her love life has been quiet this season, and she's clearly enjoying her freedom. But love has a way of finding us. Either at the end of this season or the start of season 5, we'll see Eloise reconnect with Sir Philip Crane. Eloise is one of my favorite characters, and I cannot wait to see the story she creates with her true love. All of these exciting developments will arrive with Season 4, Part 2 on Netflix on February 26th. Now it's your turn. Which couple captured your heart this season? What twists do you think we'll see next? Let's chat in the comments. Love, secrets, and shocking surprises are about to return to the Bridgerton world, and if you thought Season 4 was intense, Part 2 is going to blow every expectation out of the water. From forbidden love to hidden identities, betrayals, and daring proposals, this is the chapter that will change everything for the Bridgerton family. The trailer already hints at heartbreak, laughter, and romance, but what really awaits behind closed doors is something none of us could have predicted. Every glance, every word, and every secret shared in the coming episodes will test the strength of love, loyalty, and courage. And trust me, if you thought Sophie and Benedict had reached the height of their drama, you haven't seen anything yet. So buckle up, because we are about to dive deep into the most thrilling, emotional, and unexpected moments of Season 4, Part 2, where every decision can change lives forever. Sophie and Benedict's story in Part 2 starts with tension and cold distance, a far cry from the warmth and passion they shared in the previous episodes. The fallout from Benedict's "Be My Mistress" proposal still hangs heavy over both of them, creating a cloud of mistrust and uncertainty that neither can easily escape. Sophie, who knows more than anyone the struggles of being an illegitimate child, cannot simply ignore the shock and pain of that proposal. And Benedict, burdened by his own conflicting emotions, begins to realize that true love isn't always about convenience or safety. It's about courage, risk, and sacrifice. As Part 2 unfolds, we will witness Benedict's inner struggle as he grapples with societal pressures, family expectations, and his heart's desire to be with Sophie no matter the consequences. Every interaction between them is charged with tension, from quiet glances that say more than words ever could, to moments of anger and frustration that threaten to tear them apart. But despite the distance, we see Benedict's love for Sophie growing stronger with every passing day, leading him to make decisions that are both shocking and incredibly brave for that era. Imagine a gentleman willing to risk social exclusion, financial hardship, and the judgment of high society, all for the chance to be with the woman he loves. It's this depth of devotion that makes their story so gripping and emotional, as viewers are forced to ask themselves, how far would you go for love? But just when it seems like a resolution might be in sight, Part 2 throws another twist that will leave fans on the edge of their seats. Sophie's secret identity as the Lady in Silver is finally revealed, but instead of bringing joy and relief, it ignites a new wave of tension. Benedict is hurt, angry, and confused that Sophie kept such a crucial truth hidden from him, and this moment threatens to derail their connection once again. Meanwhile, Sophie herself is struggling with revelations about her own past, truths she has kept hidden from everyone, even those she trusts most. This section of the story is filled with suspense, as viewers will be drawn into the delicate balance between honesty, forgiveness, and the societal norms that define the world they live in. On top of this, unexpected obstacles appear in the form of Sophie's stepmother, Aramea, who brings danger and accusations that could shatter Sophie's world. From wrongful accusations of theft to the threat of imprisonment, Sophie's resilience is tested like never before. Yet in the midst of these trials, we begin to see the depth of Benedict's faith and loyalty as he steps forward to protect the woman he loves, regardless of the scandal or risk. It's this mix of danger, romance, and suspense that sets the tone for the rest of Part 2, keeping fans glued to every scene and hanging on every word. The story reminds us that love is rarely simple, and the path to happiness is often riddled with challenges that test both character and heart. With each revelation, each heated argument, and each tender moment, Sophie and Benedict's journey becomes a roller coaster of emotions that will leave viewers exhilarated, frustrated, and utterly captivated. Their story in this first section of Part 2 sets the foundation for the dramatic, suspenseful, and ultimately rewarding events that will unfold as the season continues, ensuring that no one will be able to turn away, even for a moment. Episode 5 of Season 4 Part 2 promises to be a turning point in Sophie and Benedict's story, delivering moments of tension, revelation, and the kind of emotional payoff that fans have been waiting for since the beginning. As we pick up from their cold distance, the distance between them isn't just emotional. It's a reflection of the barriers that society, family expectations, and past secrets have placed between them. Benedict, driven by love but torn by pride and hurt, begins to confront the reality that Sophie is not only the woman he has always longed for, but also a person of strength, intelligence, and resilience who deserves nothing less than his full devotion. And Sophie, despite her own doubts and fears, starts to see the depths of Benedict's selflessness, understanding that his love comes with sacrifice, courage, and a willingness to challenge the very world around him. The trailer hints at breathtaking moments where we see Benedict ready to defy societal norms, willing to risk social ruin, family disgrace, and financial insecurity just to ensure that Sophie can have a life of comfort, dignity, and love. It's a striking reminder that love in the Bridgerton world is rarely simple or easy. It's earned through courage, honesty, and unwavering commitment. But as fans know, fairy tale endings are rarely straightforward. Sophie's identity as the Lady in Silver is revealed at the most dramatic of moments, while playing blind man's buff with the children, and this revelation brings both shock and heartache. Benedict, overwhelmed by the realization that the woman he has been searching for all this time never disclosed such an essential truth, experiences a surge of anger and confusion. He demands answers, questions Sophie about her past, and grapples with emotions that swing from intense frustration to profound love. This complex emotional dance creates a tension-filled narrative that keeps viewers on edge, constantly wondering whether their love will survive the challenges stacked against them. Just when it seems like their relationship has hit a dead end, Sophie takes a courageous step, seeking Violet's permission to leave the house and confront her past on her own terms. Violet, ever protective and loving, reluctantly supports Sophie, offering her money and a carriage, a symbol of both trust and empowerment. Yet before Sophie can make her escape, an unexpected threat emerges in the form of her stepmother, Aramea, who arrives with the police, accusing Sophie of theft. This moment is pure suspense, as the stakes could not be higher. Sophie's freedom, reputation, and future hang in the balance. But as fans of the show know, love and loyalty often arrive just in the nick of time. Following Colin's advice, Benedict, together with his mother, steps forward to rescue Sophie, confronting Aramea in a dramatic showdown that is equal parts heart-stopping and heartwarming. In a breathtaking act of devotion, Benedict kisses Sophie in front of everyone, proving that his faith and love for her remain unshaken, no matter the danger or scandal. At the same time, Posey comes forward to clear Sophie's name, revealing that she herself provided the shoe buckles, proving Sophie's innocence and loyalty to her family. And the twists don't end there. Sophie's father is revealed to have been a nobleman, finally restoring her place in society and removing the obstacles that had prevented her from marrying Benedict. The combination of danger, revelation, and emotional triumph makes this section of Part 2 both thrilling and deeply satisfying. A roller coaster of suspense and romance that reminds viewers why they fell in love with the Bridgerton world in the first place. And as the story moves toward the climactic moment, the fairy tale wedding of Sophie and Benedict becomes not just a celebration of love, but a triumph over societal constraints, family interference, and personal doubt, a moment that feels both inevitable and utterly magical. Fans will watch with bated breath as every detail falls into place, from the reconciliation of past misunderstandings to the embrace of a love that has been tested, challenged, and ultimately proven stronger than anything the world could throw at them. Episode 5 and Part 2 are designed to deliver this perfect blend of tension, revelation, and emotional reward, creating a narrative arc that is thrilling, suspenseful, and emotionally satisfying in equal measure. It's a story that reminds us that true love requires courage, honesty, and a willingness to fight for what truly matters. And watching Benedict and Sophie navigate these challenges will leave fans exhilarated, tearful, and completely captivated. The journey from heartbreak to hope, from anger to forgiveness, and from fear to fairy tale happiness is at the heart of this section, making it the emotional centerpiece of Season 4 Part 2 and a story that fans will remember long after the season ends. Season 4 Part 2 is shaping up to be perhaps the most emotional chapter in Bridgerton history, and it's not just because of Sophie and Benedict's roller coaster journey. It's the way every storyline interweaves with heartbreak, revelation, and the kind of tender, life-changing moments that make fans feel deeply connected to each character. From the very first moments of the trailer, it's clear that this part of the season will test every character, challenging them to confront their pasts, navigate their desires, and make decisions that could alter the course of their lives forever. Take Francesca, for instance. Her story has always been about finding herself and understanding what it means to love freely, without compromise or expectation. In Part 2, this journey becomes even more intense, with the arrival of John's sister, Michaela, sparking emotions that Francesca can't fully understand or control. While John has been a steady presence in her life, providing kindness, guidance, and friendship, Francesca's heart responds in unexpected ways to Michaela, creating a tension-filled narrative of love, desire, and self-discovery. Her journey is filled with questions about identity, loyalty, and what it truly means to follow one's heart. And viewers are drawn into her emotional turmoil with every glance, every hesitation, and every fleeting connection. It's a story that captures the vulnerability and intensity of discovering one's true feelings for the first time, and it adds a depth to the season that is impossible to ignore. But the emotional resonance doesn't stop there. Violet and Lord Marcus's love story reaches new heights, offering some of the sweetest and most heartwarming moments of the season. After years of longing and quiet devotion, Violet's courage to embrace love fully finally meets Marcus's unwavering commitment, culminating in tender moments that fans have been waiting for since their first appearances on the show. The anticipation of their fairy tale wedding, intertwined with the lives of other characters, and the possibility of seeing familiar faces like Kate and Anthony move into the Bridgerton house, creates a rich, interconnected tapestry of emotion that is both exhilarating and comforting. And then there's Eloise, whose quiet, independent spirit has captured the hearts of viewers across multiple seasons. In Part 2, her story quietly simmers beneath the surface, teasing the possibility of new love while showing her strength, wit, and intelligence. The return of Sir Philip Crane in her correspondence signals a romantic storyline that promises to be both tender and suspenseful, offering fans yet another emotional journey to invest in. This blending of joy, suspense, love, and personal growth across multiple storylines is what makes Season 4 Part 2 so emotionally powerful. It doesn't focus on just one couple or one storyline. It weaves together the lives of every character, creating moments that feel simultaneously intimate and epic. The stakes are higher, the secrets are darker, and the emotional rewards are richer than ever before. As fans watch betrayals unfold, past mistakes are confronted, and love is tested in every imaginable way. There's a sense that anything could happen, making every scene pulse with tension and anticipation. From tears of heartbreak to tears of joy, Part 2 promises a full spectrum of emotions, ensuring that viewers are constantly engaged, invested, and moved. It's a season where courage is tested, hearts are broken and mended, and true love is celebrated with all the drama, intensity, and beauty that has become synonymous with Bridgerton. The emotional weight is carried not just by the main couples, but by the entire ensemble, as each character's story highlights the universal struggles of love, family, and self-discovery. By intertwining these arcs, Part 2 creates a narrative that is as moving as it is suspenseful, as thrilling as it is tender, and as unforgettable as the moments that define the Bridgerton legacy. In short, this isn't just another season. It's a masterclass in emotional storytelling where every secret revealed, every kiss shared, and every decision made carries the kind of emotional resonance that will linger long after the credits roll, leaving fans eager for every moment, every revelation, and every twist that Season 4 Part 2 has in store.